crossing path, 8VYW021, right here where the fake sun is present. And this is what they're doing while I'm inside of the hotel room, pacing a crossing path, while the entity is maintaining the fake sun and engineer light. They're walking by an engineer light, and this is demonic pacing. While they maintain walking, engaged in what is ongoing earthquake-like contact. And this is what the entity was doing while I was capturing the fake sun at 7 a.m. today. And they were all gang stalking inside of the hotel rooms. So the entity engages in what is doing it right in front of your face. This is the desperation. That's license 8VYW021, 8ADL482, that are monitoring while I'm inside, engaged in federal stalking with the demons that are pacing adjacent to my room while the fake sun remains. This is the fake sun that's still over the same venue, and it's currently 11:46, so you have 8, 9, 10, 4 hours earlier. These are the demons, the puppets, one demon after another, crossing path. They're repeatedly crossing path, walking back and forth. They're pacing under the fake sun with the city of Ontario, and they're doing it in this light activity. Let me get their license plate first. She's crossing path again by going across, and this is pacing while they're walking by in this direction. All right, this is all demonic. This is all monitoring. License 9MFD524. The fat male, the one with the tattoo with the socks on his back, and that's female. They're pacing, and they're doing so in engineer light. That's engineer light that they're driving in, because this isn't the sun that's still here after 7. And they're also doing so while they're pacing, walking by here. They're monitoring me, and I'm capturing it right here. This is the light activity. And this is what the city of Ontario is relying on. A bunch of stalkers at a hotel room that are monitoring, and they're doing so in the specific environment with knowledge about what I'm doing on my devices. They're doing so as employees and patrons, and these are sex offenders monitoring together, and the entity is engaged. This is my leg that's moving, while the entity flew right over, proving the government that they're gang stalking with. And this is a population that's sharing in criminal monitoring. And this is again 4 hours where the fake sun is remaining over the same address, as though it's going to be over the pool, and then 4 hours later it's going to be over my head. This is where the fake sun is still present at 12:52 in the afternoon, at 1:44 in the afternoon, when it's reflecting off of the KKB 99 license plate, the vehicle that's parked right here, where I'm showing you the fake sun remains. Mobile is gang stalking, and there, as I'm uploading that evidence on the internet, this is where the entity is targeting by flying over my hotel room, over my head, where the fake sun is remaining over my head, where engineer light remains. And this is supposed to be the pattern of conduct that you're ignorant about. These are sex offenders monitoring genitalia of a woman inside of a hotel room as well. They're all sharing in what is federal stalking. Psychopaths are monitoring you while they keep their back to you. You're not supposed to be aware of it, and you're certainly not supposed to be able to prove it. This is exposing mental illness, and this is removing the mayor, the fire chief, the police chief, the president of the airport authority, while the entities engaging in corrupt business practices as a uncivilized population that's engaged in criminal surveillance together. Everybody on that 60 freeway is engaged in the presence in the specific environment monitoring. And this traffic is not going to be heard inside of the depths of the hotel room, which is what the entity is doing when they're stalking with amplified noise. And it's the admission that a bunch of demons know who you are as well. It's demonic. Okay? It's currently 11:49 a.m. This is the ongoing maintenance of the pattern of conduct. At 11:54 a.m., the entity is keeping the fake sun over Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue, where the Ontario police are sharing in that pattern of conduct at the Chevron across the street from the Starbucks, which is relevant positioning by demons that keep their back to you, psychopaths that are stalking in impossible light activity, and those are demons that are wearing uniforms, engaging in the criminal monitoring that the people of the state are doing at an entirely distinct venue, where the sun's not over Starbucks and it's over 2301 South Euclid Avenue from sunrise until sunset. That's the pattern of conduct, and this is disbanding the Ontario police, including while the obsessed and addicted demon-possessed population prove to the rest of the world that criminal surveillance is underway in the United States, and that it's demonic, and that the demon-possessed are engaging in it, and they're also maniacal psychopaths who continuously engage in targeting, even as they're exposed for what are very serious consequences. Federal prosecution as domestic terrorists, prosecution as sex offenders, and that's not going to be capable of being expunged off of your record. And this is not just the economy in, it's the state of California. This is the statewide system, and that's monitoring while they're driving in the parking lot, monitoring while they're driving in and getting in that vehicle while they're operating the business of mobile. Mobile is engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring, and that's the corrupt business practice. It's a civil and criminal prosecution, and Starbucks employees that engage in kidnapping, they're going to federal prison. All right, that's where this is going, while the city of Ontario is engaged in the pattern of conduct just like they were with Starbucks when they committed kidnapping. That's P.O.C. It's currently 11:50 a.m. and just like I stated, the sun is not going to be over Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue, but it's going to be over me. It's just that what's over 507 North Euclid Avenue at 11:54 a.m. is not going to be over Starbucks at E Street and Euclid in Ontario, California. It's right over me right here, and this is exclusive sky space. I'm facing the south the 60 freeway, which is facing south. This is not over Starbucks. This is not going to cause any sunlight inside of Starbucks. This is not going to be the evidence of the natural environment where Starbucks has the sun over me at that venue from sunrise until sunset. Starbucks is engaged in gang stalking. Starbucks is a third party, represent the people of the state. And Starbucks committed kidnapping with the intent to obstruct justice, just like economy ended. All right, it's P.O.C. It's 11:51 a.m. The employees and the patrons alike are monitoring while the impossible light activity surrounds the venue for gang stalking purposes. And that's the images you'll see. The fat boy, the one with no shirt on with a tattoo, and the female, they're all gang stalking together. This is P.O.C. That's the elements of monitoring. They amplify it while I'm nude in the bathroom, which is impossible audible activity, while the entity is pacing all around outside of my room, flying over my room, and engaging with a surveillance and at corrupt businesses like mobile. That's the P.O.C. that's underway. Okay, P.O.C. It's currently 11:51 a.m. License 8VYW021, 88DL482. They went right into a hotel room as well. They're engaged in federal stalking, and then as I captured in pictures, the entity aided in by doing so by commercial plane. So that's why I'm capturing this video. But this is what they were doing while I was uploading the evidence onto the internet the whole time, pacing in the parking lot, pacing up and down the stairs, repeatedly. That's not loading and unloading, it's patrolling. It's pacing in the engineered light, which you're not supposed to be aware of. You're not supposed to pay attention to the fake sun. And you're supposed to just disregard the fact that the entity follows you around in helicopters and planes everywhere. All right, that's the pattern of conduct. It's currently 11:52 a.m. P.O.C.